Right, guys, welcome to Back the Pack. It's been we're getting this done as soon as the match is pretty much completed. Finished earlier than we hoped. Well, actually, we wanted an earlier finish, but it is what it is. We're still here. We're still doing the reviews, the coverage.
We're
So
back. We're back together.
that's it.
We're
Well,
back on
that's
set.
it. Yeah, let's focus on the positives. We're back on set together.
That's the good thing, right?
That's it. We got
We
to watch the
wanted us
match
back
together. Yeah, true.
We're back on set. So
We did want to do a few live streams, but unfortunately, we didn't really get much opportunity. The match was taking us on a roller coaster,
yeah.
so we just thought, okay, well, let's just get this out as soon as we can. So, bro, how you feeling?
Look, we knew that it's going to be a mammoth challenge to get through to the semi-finals and to qualify. Um, I mean, I mean, I know it's jokes. What I was sending you via messaging and stuff,
Yeah,
and basically, Asim, I was sending him these screenshots. We'd edited it, so like scorecards. Sorry, not screenshots, scorecards. And in the scorecard, they'd edited where Pakistan scores 405 or
yeah,
something like
that's it.
that, and we bowl England out for like 112 or something, and
Mate,
Pakistan qualifies.
I saw one with someone who played cricket 2007 and he scored Babar Azam 700 runs.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Pakistan,
that. All right. Yeah.
So
I mean,
we would
at
really,
least mine was Babar gets around about 160 odd,
more realistic.
more realistic, and Fakhr gets the similar amount, and Rizwan comes and finishes it off. But anyway,
So, bro, yeah,
that's
fantasy now. Yeah.
it's tough.
So yeah, it's been tough. We knew it was a big ask. We wanted to be hopeful. We wanted to hope that we could get to bat first. That didn't happen. So some could argue that we lost it at the toss. But then moving on from that, England managed to get a decent total on the board.
Thing is, look, England also were here to play, right? I feel that when we saw all the scenarios and all the qualification scenarios that were put in place, and the only way to get through, there was a lot of emphasis on that Pakistan wins the toss and bats first, and then obviously we need to score X amount of runs, which was obviously 400 plus, and then we need to get England out under 200 or so.
Yeah.
The thing is, I feel the moment the toss was lost, that was it. And it comes back to the same thing that I've been saying from probably episode 1. We never had a plan B. Yeah?
Well, I mean, it was good to see Bob was mentioning a plan at least.
He was mentioning a plan.
In a press
so
conference.
if anyone saw his press conference, pre-match press conference yesterday, he said in the press conference that his plan was he's got a plan for the first 10 overs, then he's got a plan for the next 20 and 30 and so on. But at no point or at no stage were there any plans made or talked about what if we don't win the toss. And to be fair, there isn't a plan, because if you don't win the toss, ultimately you are disqualified.
The calculation was too.
It was
wild.
too wild, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think they actually thought they would lose the toss. So as soon as they lost the toss, there was there we go, and then
it's that whole thing in it, because I think at this point, I mean, like I say, realistically speaking, we could all see that the calculations were tough.
Yeah, they were tough,
especially if we weren't going to get to bat first, and then going on from that, the body language, a lot of things were quite telling, I think, throughout our bowling and batting, I think. But
so I think we started well.
Yeah, started well.
You saw that ball was swinging.
Quite well. First few overs were unplayable.
I think Bairstow was lucky; he was surviving, and the ball was moving a lot. But then again, my usual bugbear, Harsh Rauf comes in, gets smashed again. Seeing what he give, 64 runs they were talking about, I think, something like that.
64 runs. I mean, 3 wickets, but
but
at the end,
and it's just his economy has been so high. So I know we're going to do some episodes later on once the World Cup's over, where we'll do an overview of the whole tournament. We'll do an overview of where Pakistan were, where they're going, and what the future looks like for us. But just I'll give a quick snippet. So I looked at the most expensive bowling of the tournament, Unfortunately, that award goes to Pakistan and to Harish Rauf. So he has big. Prior to this game, we'll do. He had 469 runs. It'll be plus 64.
Yeah.
That's what he had given. His economy rate was over 6.3 something, and his wickets at that time was 17. So Lal beat 20. So unfortunately, it's not been a good tournament for us. I'm upset, obviously, because there was a lot of expectations. I wasn't expecting us to qualify from the scenarios that we were given for this game.
Yeah.
But what I was expecting was a good contest, and I just don't feel that was the case.
No, 100%, bro. I think the biggest issue we've had is throughout this tournament, when we played the bigger sides and when we played, let's be honest, like the top sides out there, we haven't turned up. We've had close matches, we're a couple which, if we'd won, we wouldn't be having this conversation in this vein. But the reality is that, we're in the situation again. It happened in 2019 and it's happened again. We do expect better, and I don't think that the talent is there, so that's why it's frustrating. If we had a team, there's other teams out there, and I think they can be proud of sort of getting the performances that they got from their players, etc. But with our situation being as it is, and the talent that we knew coming into tournament, with some of our players, being high up there in the rankings and whatnot, that we really wanted to see some performances, and they've been very few and far in between. And to be honest, the whole team hasn't clicked, in a game at all. To be honest, it's always been reliant on the one or two good players.
Yeah, there is a lot to obviously look at. There's a lot of things we need as a management team. To be fair, I say as a management team, I think let's be honest. We need to look at the management team. So let alone the management team looking at the squad, I think we need to look at the management team itself.
Well, it looks like it's going to be all change, and that's the thing. We've discussed it before, and now it does look like, especially with what's happened now, and us not making it into the semis and performing the way we have. Realistically, that's what's coming.
Yeah.
Like you say, we'll probably cover that in future episodes, but for the time being, like I say, you could see Mickey Arthur in the dugout. You could see the other players and whatnot. Just the looks on their faces kind of said a lot. But bro, like I say, bowling wise, there were odd few spells. Wasim once again
won a hat trick.
Yeah, looked deadly.
He bowled well.
Yeah, bowled well overall. I think expensive, but bowled well.
Yeah, 74 runs. It is expensive, but I still feel that when he came on, he put a bit of pressure on England. So there was a bit, I think that was good. I think Shaheen Shah started off really well.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal, wasn't he? He was moving that ball around a lot. But then
we got punished. We got punished.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, it was, they had
drop catches.
Yeah, Ben Stokes on 10.
And
then I think
Butler on 9.
Was on 9. Those. I mean, some were harder than other chances, but these are chances that we had to take in this type of environment. Like I say, they were switched on, we weren't. But
I'm telling you, the moment we lost that toss, that's when the heads dropped, because there was no other plan. There was no other, what if this happens? We may not, there was none of that. It was, well, this is what we're going to do because this is what will happen.
Well, the overview we were given by Barber was, if Fucker bats 20 to 30 overs.
He said this yesterday.
And what frustrates me about that is at the end of the day, Fucker didn't get past, 9 balls and he was out. So, past that point, and ABD was out obviously before that. It just looked like, they were trying. Barber and Rizwan tried to build a partnership.
They tried. I did see, again, Barber getting trolled, or Lottie scored 38 or 45. But guys, look at the situation that we were in. What else did you want him to do?
But he did panic, and that wicket,
of course he panicked.
Once again, his wicket with the pull shot.
That pull shot again.
So
the same shot he's been out to in the beginning of the tournament. It was, it was the same shot again. And then Rizwan, my God. I like Rizwan a lot, but that was an ugly dismissal.
Falling over and the cramp as usual, and
then let's not beat around the bush here, and I want to address the elephant here. look at the intent here, right? And it's been throughout the tournament, if I'm honest, but in this game alone. So I'm going to compare this game to the Afghanistan-Australia game, which, by the way, I want to, give my utmost respect and well done to the Aussies and Glenn Maxwell.
Yeah.
Played an absolutely fantastic knock. But that's the intent. And if we compare this now, so Australia went into a game which, to be fair, was a dead rubber in terms of they had qualified already, right? Afghanistan needed to win that game. Now, Australia were 91 for 7.
Yeah,
right? We were 100 odd for 5 or 6, right? But then look at the difference. Someone comes in and scores a double 100, and all he needs is someone to just anchor along with him. And what did we do? We started swinging. As soon as that 6 wicket down, that was it. The heads drop. Oh, you know what? We must just go for it. No, why can't we play like that?
Well, I said to you, like they look like they want to get out now. Especially Saud Shakil at one point. I was just like, look, the guy doesn't want to be there.
I said this to you before, haven't I?
Silly decisions, yeah.
With Saud Shakil, I'm not writing him off because he's young. He's got a lot of he's got a lot of time ahead of him.
Potential as well.
Potential is there, but that last few innings from Saud, to me, I just don't know what he's doing. I actually don't know.
What is the thing? Up to now, there was something to play for. Today, okay, fine, you can kind of forgive a little bit of the negativity, but even then, like you say, it would have been. Look, I mean, England have finished their tournament with 2 back-to-back wins. That's what they said at the end of the match, right? 2 back-to-back wins.
Good momentum.
And they've gone. The world champions are out with you. So at least they can still go home saying that, all right, we've shown something potential at the end.
Yeah.
We were, on the upswing overall, but I mean, I don't want to, I know we were overjoyed at the New Zealand result, but
rightly so though, because we played well.
Needed it.
We played well,
and we needed it, right? But the point is that, like, now looking back at it, I just feel like, okay, we just haven't turned up, and the tournament expectations and whatnot aside, I just feel like we want to be proud of the boys, and we want to be able to say that, okay, look, like, we went out fighting. And like I say, today it just felt like, they had, like you say, there was a plan possibly, but not for this scenario. And when that scenario played out, it just looked a little bit weak.
Yeah. I compare us, if I quick sort of overview of the tournament for us, because like I said, we're going to be doing some deep diving into the further episodes after the tournament and stuff. But there was something I read yesterday that there were only 2 subcontinent teams that have the bragging rights to say that they're Asia's best 2. One's India, and by far they haven't lost a game so far. So they are definitely the best team in the world at this moment of time, especially in the World Cup. And then behind them is Afghanistan. Now, with all due respect, that's the comparison that we're at now. Okay, Sri Lanka's not played great cricket. Neither have we, to be fair. But we probably played slightly better than them. And then, I'll touch on Sri Lanka is now banned from ICC.
Well, that's a whole other. We've got issues. They've got issues.
But my worry, I think, is that we're next.
Yeah, I know. We discussed this obviously off camera, and it is a worry.
I think it's a legit worry. I have a really bad feeling that they have banned Sri Lanka because of government interference, political interference. But we're in the same boat. And well, if I'm very honest, and I'll say this live on camera, if they were going to ban Sri Lanka, they should have banned India as well, because BCCI are also sticking their foot in mixing the politics and sports.
So the difference is they're winning.
But the difference is they're winning. So what we'll do is we'll keep them going. We'll ban a team that's trying to come out, which is Sri Lanka. They've just come out of such a hardship. Next target is Pakistan, because they don't like us anyway. And then where do we go next? So there's a lot. I'm angry because if we take us out of the performance and take all that out, there's a lot going on in this cricket at the moment. There's a lot going on in the cricket world at the moment, and I just feel that the powers above at this moment of time are your ICCs and your BCCIs, and they're running. They're basically, the cricket's mafia, if I'm honest, and they're running the whole thing. And
But bro, this is nothing new, and this is
it's
not in
not.
terms of like, but obviously, this is like a whole other history lesson. But the fact is that ever since there's been that whole change of structure, and the top three are in that position that they're in.
Yeah, but
This
Asim,
is,
it's affecting a lot of
but this was inevitable to a certain
cricket.
extent, and it's up to us. Like, I'll take what you say on board, but I do think it's up to us as individual teams. Sri Lanka is one, ours is one. Like you say, we've got great history, great players, great results in the past. It's up to us to show up and then prove it on the
No,
field.
I'm not saying that, because of them we're lost and because of them we're at the tournament. I mean, no, we lost because we played absolute rubbish cricket. It's simple. But what I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of influence going on at this moment of time. And we do need to address that too.
Yeah, no.
There's something that we shouldn't just shy away from. As a cricket fraternity, I think there needs to be some sort of structure to how do we going forward. And okay, I might be sort of swaying away from today's results, and there's not much to talk about, to be fair. In today's results, we played poor. That's it. But if we go forward, where does not just Pakistan cricket, but where does cricket as a game, as a sport, where is that going into the future? I don't know what it looks like for a lot of the teams.
At the end of the day, bro, it's a case of staying tuned. Hopefully, these particular events, like we're saying, Sri Lanka, ourselves, and even Bangladesh, I think will be under the microscope a little bit.
Yeah, possibly.
So these are, like you say, big cricketing nations now. There's a lot to be answered for by the teams and what's going on behind the scenes. And hopefully something good will come out of it. That's the only thing I can hope.
I hope so, man. Because I said to you in the beginning of the tournament that with us going to India and stuff, I really hoped and prayed that inshallah we can get more opportunities where we play bilateral series against India, and it'd be nice, because there was a lot of nice gestures too. But then, but then after the last, I think I'm gonna say probably the last couple of weeks, maybe there's been a lot of U-turns here now. Let's talk about yesterday with Vrinder Sehwag.
Yeah,
giving statements about how, what was it? I can't remember on the top of my head, but it was
a lot of negativity.
It was a lot of negativity, and then Akash Chopra, who I had a lot of respect for, considering he's been around in the game for such a while, as in journalism and presenting and anchoring, and he started attacking our nation and our country and calling us poor and that we have no money and we've got no fuel, and this is not how you promote relationships. This is not how you promote cricket. We were here to play a tournament. We're not here to have a political rivalry. So why are you bringing politics into sports? And that is the sorry state of the cricket at the moment. And I'm just saying that like I said, I'm so angry, not just because of what's happened with today and not just the fact that we're at the tournament, but just that we're going on a sour note.
Yeah, no, you're right.
What are we taking? What are we taking with us? Bad memories, not just the cricket, but what's come with it.
You're right. But like I say, it's up to our team and our, like I say, the whole setup to, fix up, basically.
Yeah.
And, in the future, we need to build from whatever this is, even if it's destroy and rebuild. But whatever it is,
we're going to have to destroy and rebuild.
Has to be, but it has to be. It's the onus, I believe. So I'll take everything you say on board, but I believe the onus is on us, and we have to, do what we have to do to propel ourselves into a better position for future tournaments. Like we've been discussing, and we received a message earlier from one of your friends as well about how many tournaments are coming up now and where they're going to be.
The next 8 tournaments, world tournaments. I believe at least
3 of them. It is
4.
4.
4 of them are in India.
So it's not going to change. So the point is that we have to be prepared.
Yeah.
This is okay. Fine, maybe a baptism by fire, and it's the first time in however many years we've gone, and this and that and the other. But as far as Pakistan cricket is concerned, this is not a good enough excuse. For me, it's not a good enough excuse.
I'm not saying it is.
If they can go and they can, like I say, turn up on the field and make a good account for themselves, for everyone, like I say, all across the board, then you have a position to have that discussion and maybe say, okay, fine, Pakistan deserve to be seen in a different light or whatever. But as it stands, I just feel like it's normal and natural after this type of performance and this type of outcome. But I just worry that, like, I don't want the light to be on there. I feel like we should be, as fans, we should try and focus on the team, and then everything outside, like I say, is open to discussion.
Yeah,
but it has to start from us.
and my dua is that we come back up.
Yeah,
we become that side that is a world beater, and we can be a world beating team. We have been. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, and we were saying mid tournament we can't obviously make changes now and whatnot, and yes we can't and we couldn't. Now is the time. There's a lot of changes, and I said to you, like I said to you before, midway tournament we can't do stuff. Once the tournament ends, we're gonna have to look at the way we're gonna restructure. It's got to start from the top. First things first, the chairman's situation, that's got to be resolved, because that's just getting pathetic right now. We are a laughing stock of the world. Yeah, that needs to be resolved. But my concern is, one chairman goes, another one's going to come back. Are we going to go back to City Saab? And then once he brings in his little crew, then we're going to go back to Mr. Zakar Saab, and it's going to just be back forth, back forth, back forth. We need to really, really, really take this political agenda and sports and separate them and stop running our cricket based on politics. Then we need to look at our coaching manual, look at our coaches, look at our management team. Unfortunately, as much as I like Mickey Arthur, I don't think we're going to see him any further from here. I think that's his time up. I don't think Pakistan is going to pursue with him. I also got a feeling Morne Mokel is going to go. I've got a feeling Mr. Bradburn, he'll go. I think all this is going to happen because you know what? We're Pakistan. We got to put blame on someone. We're just going to start blaming the coaches.
There'll be the scapegoats.
There will be the scapegoats.
But this is the thing, right? Like, I mean, we like I say, this is a bigger discussion and probably one for another episode. But
but I feel we need to talk about this.
No, but I mean, the thing is though, like, there'll be the scapegoats, and then maybe the top dogs will, get away with it, because at the end of the day, that's the shield, right? Like, we see in football so many times that managers get used as a scapegoat
because
the ownership doesn't get touched. Right?
It will never get touched.
So,
and I can guarantee you, it's going to happen to us as well. They will never address the actual real problem. They will just use these guys, unfortunately, who are going to just be in the line of fire. And that's just the way, I don't think that's just the way Pakistan runs. That's just the way the whole world runs. That's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say, It's just unfortunate. But, inshallah, prove me wrong.
Yeah,
but
we hope for the best.
We hope for the best. I just want our team. I'm not someone who wants to win, because that's not possible.
It's not realistic.
It's not realistic. But I like to see good contests, good games, solid competitions, people putting in their 200%, lose winning. I said that before, if it makes sense to you.
It's the fighting, isn't it?
It's the fighting. The intent, have that spirit. Yeah.
Consistently.
We've
seen it here and there, a few innings here. But listen, bro, I think we should wrap up now, because, like you said, there's not much to really discuss unfortunately, on the game.
I'm sorry I went off on a rant, but,
it's emotion, and
my emotion is not attached to this game. My emotion is attached to my nation, to my country. Yes, I'm born in England, but my heart will always be in Pakistan. And I care and I love and I worry about Pakistan. I worry about Pakistan as a nation, the people of Pakistan, and obviously cricket being in my blood, I worry about that. And I have a lot of love for the guys. So that's why, you'll see a lot of that.
100%.
And not just me, I'm sure there's others out there.
I feel the same way, bro, but it's just, like I say, I just feel like, there's just a lot to be said. So yeah, bro, just to wrap up then, we will be coming back, regardless of lacking of ability to back the pack now. We'll be back in the pack, obviously, in the future episodes. For now, we are gonna do an overview of the semis and the final.
Yeah, and we're not just gonna stop here now, guys, because you guys have shown us that there's a lot more we can give to you too. So we will be carrying on. There's going to be other cricket games we'll be talking about, reviewing and doing podcasts on. But yeah, overview of the semi-final. So first semi-final, India versus New Zealand. What do you think?
Well, I mean, India look unstoppable right
They
now.
do, absolutely
So
do.
I do think they're going to get to the final, and I think it'll be good for spectacle wise. I think it'll be good to see.
Absolutely.
Not to put down New Zealand, but I feel that
Something says to me though, I don't know what it is. New Zealand might sneak through this time.
well they did last time, but then
I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know. It's it only takes one day, and that's what the
Well, that's the slogan, right?
that's the slogan of the
Yeah.
World
No,
Cup,
that's
and
true.
it is
That's
true.
true.
Like in the group stage, you've got opportunities. Here it literally just takes one day.
But I'm looking forward to. I've got to say, South Africa, Australia again.
That's gonna
Old
be
rivalry.
brilliant.
That's the game,
I
right?
think South Africa is gonna go through.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Australia have been quite not lucky. They've been very hard and typical Australian performances. Fighting till the end and getting through. But South Africa, as long as they bat first, it seems, are
Yeah,
just
they can't
something
chase.
else.
They can't chase.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. We'll be back for those.
New Zealand, South Africa final or India, South Africa final?
I'm saying India, South Africa. Yeah, like I said, I just want to. I think it'll be good for the competition being in India and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
I think it'll
yeah.
just be a great
Spectator
final.
wise, I think India deserves to go all the way
And
through.
yeah, look, at the end of the day, yeah,
They've been
they're something
phenomenal. They
else.
have
Yeah,
been
they're something
something else,
else. So
and I don't care what people are saying about the pitches are made for them and
no,
everything's
that's their
set
right.
up for
That's
them.
their right.
It's their right. They're the home
They're
nation.
hosting. So
They're
yeah,
hosting. They have every right for
every country does it.
yeah. They have
Yeah.
every right for things to go their way. And they have played outstanding cricket. So
Yeah,
why
no,
not?
100%. But yeah, and that's it. And then once again, we'll be back for the final, whoever gets this. So yeah, bro. So just to sign off, yeah, please stick with us, like, comment, subscribe as you have been. We will be also covering whatever goes on in the story of Pakistan as time goes on. I'm sure we'll be hearing a
100%.
lot in the next few days. So we'll be covering all that news too. But yeah, until next time, back the pack.
Always back the pack, regardless of what's happened. We still gotta love them. We always will. We've got a lot of tours coming up, Australia tour next, etc. But guys, no matter what happens, show respect and love for your nation, show respect and love for your country, for your team, and always back the pack.
Back
Thank
the
you.
pack.